Spot? I'll stay on here. It doesn't matter. You can go and have that. You should be a Chiefs fan. You should be a Chiefs fan. It's a good day to be a Chiefs fan. A good day to be a basketball coach. NCAA passed legislation. We finally did something right. August 6th through the 15th. Mandatory dead period. That means we get 9 days to be an absolutely normal human being. 9 days. So that legislation just passed. I couldn't be any happier. So on August 6th through, or what did I say, 6th through the 15th, you will not find me anywhere. So
Has Susan given you a list of chores yet?
no chores, no nothing. It'll be being on a beach or on a golf course someplace. So it's nice to be 9 days without having to think about calling a recruit or seeing my staff or our players are gone.
Or us.
And especially you guys. No, it's coming off the Purdue game. I thought we were as focused mentally as we had been all year in terms of our mindset going into that. We had a couple of great days of preparation. I thought that we've talked at length about this. The one thing that we can't get fooled by in that game was our offense. You don't shoot 75% every night, and yet I thought we ran really good offense, and I thought we were extremely efficient. I thought we dealt with Alan's situation in the first half. And then most importantly, I thought we dealt with Georgie's situation, with Georgie playing 3 minutes in the first half. And so we had some different lineups. I felt great at halftime of that game, only being down one. And then obviously starting 11 of 12 in the second half was not maybe expected, but I loved our energy. I thought Io was outstanding with his sharing the ball. Trent kept us in it in the first half with his threes and his good looks. And then I thought our physicality was a big part of it. And again, Kofi having the night he ended up having and his dominance on the glass was a big part of putting all that together. So move forward. It's next in what is the best league in the country, and we're on to a very good Michigan team, and we've received the suspension from the Big Ten in Alan's case, and we move forward with that. We've put out a statement, and albeit I don't agree with the timing of it, so to speak. It's one of those things that. We'll move forward, and you always have setbacks during a year and a little adversity. It's kind of next man up mentality, and we played without him in the Purdue game, and we'll have to do that in the next couple. So we'll move forward from that, and he's regretful and remorseful, and so a 19-year-old kid that crossed the line, made a mistake, and we'll go from there and get ready to face a Michigan team that was ranked as high as number 3 in the country at one time.
Was there any dialogue between you and the league office before that was released?
No.
Why was it important for you to put out that statement yesterday? What did you need? What did you feel you needed to say?
Just what I said. I mean, that's it. I mean, it was pretty cut and dry, and it was we didn't hear anything. We went all day yesterday or the day after, and so like I said what I said. I didn't necessarily agree with the timing of it, and but they made their statement, and we'll accept it and move forward.
A share of first place right now with a chance to have it in sole possession with a win tomorrow. How does that feel?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. These guys have worked their tails off, and we've gotten a couple of nuggets. We've gotten a couple of great road wins, and we've instilled and created a mindset of toughness. It's not going to be any easier anywhere else we go, but to be at this point and in a spot where we're the hunted is something that, we're excited about.
And that brings a lot more national attention. Is that something you have to talk to your team about, shutting out that kind of noise and staying hunkered down?
Yeah, with this group's pretty good about that, and I think that, it's nice to see your name on the bottom line, and, people talk about you a little more, but, it's the mantra that we have in our locker room, everyday guys, and it's about staying focused and staying committed to that, and all we can do is control ourselves and how we prepare every day for the next game on the schedule.
With the Big Ten's decision on Allen, I mean, it's in your experiences, is there, dialogue, maybe between the league office and teams before things like that happen, or is this maybe standard? I mean,
I don't know. I haven't had a situation like that. I would have, I knew there was a sportsmanship conduct code, but, I was, like I said, I was disappointed in the timing because we're on to the next game and we're preparing and when you don't hear anything the day after, most matters are handled relatively quickly, and we didn't hear about that
What do you
until
think?
yesterday.
What do you think would have been a more, or a less excessive?
Oh,
or
I'm
more
not
appropriate-
gonna comment on what is speculated or what I, that's for others to determine.
How have you seen Alan respond just since that's been handed down?
I mean, he's a 19-year-old student athlete, and the kids are in their formative years, and we put these guys, we think it's all great. We put these guys in loaded environments and packed houses and in competitive situations, and he made a mistake, and he understands that, and he's regretful, and it's why he went immediately after the game and spoke to the young man, spoke to Sasha and the Purdue team and apologized. I mean, he knew, and he was, he knows he let his team down, but that's, it's a costly lesson.
You mentioned finishing the game without him in the next two games. Is there any one player that you need more from, or is it going to be a collective?
No, I think it'll be a collection. I mean, Tevian's going to get an opportunity to step in there, and we may mean more minutes for some other guys, but again, we got through it the other night, so we've got to, we played 3 minutes, so a full game suspension basically in the Purdue game, but so he'll. We got through it, so it's not a dry run. It's not the first time we've played without him, but we'll do it by committee.
How's Tevian been doing in practice recently?
Yeah, he's been good, and increased reps, and he's a young man that's versatile. We've been playing him at multiple spots, playing some small ball 4 with him, and probably more in this case, it would be more on the wing and playing a small forward spot. So the biggest changes with that are defensively, but he's been fine.
Do you expect to have livers tomorrow, or are you preparing for both?
I'm not. Yeah, I always prepare when there's guys out. I always prepare that they're going to play, and I don't know anything usually until I hear differently. So our mindset is that he will perform.
Coach, in league play, you have the best 2-point field goal defense. What would you attribute that to, and what do you like about what you're doing there?
Yeah, one, attention to detail. Derek, I think we've been really good in handling other people's strengths and trying to take those away. I think that there's a physicality that comes with Georgie, Kofi. I think it starts with Trent and Dre and then sometimes Io on the ball. It's and use baseball terms, it's great to be good up the middle. And, from your catcher, pitcher, shortstop, second baseman, center fielder, you want those strengths. And, from the point to the center spots where we have a presence there. So I think that's where everything starts, and it's, it's got to continue.
Michigan
did defensively against Purdue and limiting their 3-pointers, bit of a blueprint for Saturday where Michigan's going to probably want to shoot a bunch as well.
Yeah, and Michigan plays with a different pace. I mean, Michigan's a team that is electric in transition. We were very, very poor in the first game with them, transition-wise. They opened the game, and you know, their speed really hurt us. You know, Wagner in particular got out and got some good looks. So we've got to be dialed in. They played a different pace than Purdue, but yeah, you know, that's our mindset going into most every game, is making sure we challenge people at that line, and obviously their strength is with Xavier and Teskey, and yet they surround them with guys who are very, very capable three-point shooters.
Anything you're seeing different from then to now with Michigan?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we're seeing more post-ups out of Teskey. You know, they're going to him as a great deal, and then Davis, the big kid, is playing quite a bit more than he was early. So, you know, we're going to see him 15 to 20 minutes a game, I would think. And he's a big-bodied, skilled, you know, guy who we can't give angles to, but, you know, he's a body that they can throw out there and be pretty physical with.
Brad, when Georgie is taking those three-pointers and hitting them, what does that do for your guys' space?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. And, you know, like I said, he's shot 1 million of them, and we all know how good a passer he is. He's an elite passer, and, you know, the high-low stuff is a big part of what we've been trying to accomplish all year, and his ability to space and knock those down. He's also got the ability to put the ball on the floor. Those things become very, very big in terms of space in the court for us. So he's capable, man. He's got the green light, and when he's using great judgment and when to take them, and you know, we've got a nice high-low situation that we can go to with that.
Georgia contributed a lot of the success on the road to what you guys went through last year. How have you kind of seen maybe last year's hardships kind of translate into more success this season?
You know, it's all part of that process, and you know, you don't speed that up. You have to go through the speed bumps of success, so to speak. And, you know, maybe we got a little taste at Ohio State last year of what it took to win, because that was a game we didn't shoot the ball well. And then I think it's, you know, it's buying into what we're trying to do this year, and the new way, so to speak, of defensive mindedness and not having to shoot 50%. I think our guys have bought into that. They understand that it didn't work as well as they wanted the other way, and this way has been pretty solid and given us a chance.
Right, you talked about how good Michigan is in transition. You know, you guys are pretty good in transition too, generally, but is that something do you just tell your guys you got to get back right away, or do you kind of want to avoid that high speed in general?
No, we want to play with pace. We're never going to be one to back down, and I think it's an asset for us to play fast at that end. We've just got to make sure that we're not running downhill on offense. We have to run downhill on defense too and get back. And you know, we're going to take our opportunities in transition always, and then, you know, we've got to do a good job of, you know, Trent getting back, and then we've got to contain the ball. You know, Simpson's elite, not just with the ball, but what he does in transition is spray it. I think he leads the country in assists, or is right there close to it. So, you know, he's truly the engine that makes everybody else go.
Brad, you talk a lot about toughness. I don't know that there's a number that says, you know, we were X number of tough tonight, but when you see it, what does it look like to you on the floor?
Well, you know, I think it's more a mindset than it is just some of the physical things. I mean, you can play great defense. We had a couple of possessions against Purdue where we were terrific, and Nogel hit a hard shot, but we talk about the toughness being not letting that bother us, understanding that you have to do that every possession of a 40-minute game, and it's, you know, you'll see us a lot of times. Nogel hit those, we're standing up clapping. That was good. It was good. You know, those are the shots that we wanted. Good players, and this league is filled with them, are going to make hard shots sometimes, and we're going to do everything right. And the toughness is staying with it. The toughness is not letting it affect what you do on the offensive end. So it's more a mentality, and sure, there's some physical pieces to that, but it's more a mental piece than it is and I guess a combined mental, physical component that we're looking for.
Coach, you guys have done this cool pregame handshake thing with Quay.
Yeah.
Just what do you think of that when you
It's awesome. That's awesome. That's what, you know, letting guys express themselves in their own little way. And I've known Quay for a lot of years now, and you know, it's a little bit of them being able to put kind of their stamp on this team and their season, and letting them let them grow and kind of, so to speak, let their hair down a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm excited about it. I'm always curious to see who's got the coolest pregame handshake.
Would you have one?
You know, I kind of like Georgie's. You know.
No, I'm talking about you personally.
Oh no, I haven't. I should probably get one.
What's yours? Is yours the standard handshake?
Yeah, mine. You know, we've got a few. We dap them up and we handshake and hug and you know.
Right.
But
you don't have any.
I don't have anything special with Clay yet. I'll let the players keep that. They can keep me on that one.
Obviously, the kids all said it kind of hypes them up and
Yeah.
helps. Is that right? You said that?
Yeah, I think anything that gets these guys excited and gives them a sense of belonging, gives them a sense of ownership is what this is about, and it's fun.
He's known as the handshake guy now, I guess, in town. What does he do for you otherwise?
Oh man, he's you know, first of all, Quay's extremely intelligent. He's in grad school. He's a guy that grew up as a player and then was at Houston with Kelvin Sampson and has you know, a great relationship with our guys. He's a guy that's active in practice, not just was keeping stats and doing things, but in our drills.
Okay.
He works guys out individually.
Right.
So he's a vital piece of what we do.
Great. Thanks.
Brad, going back to being able to knock down that shot range a little bit, Kobe was talking about how that kind of helps him too, and just makes defenses have to extend more. You know, Georgia kind of had that fake pass or fake shot and pass to Kobe. Is that something that, you know, just makes you guys tougher to defend in a lot of ways, just by him being able to knock down that three?
There's no question, and you know, it's the game is all about, and especially now that the line has changed, the game, people aren't guarding people near as much as they had in the past, and so the paint becomes a mosh pit. The creativity is being able to move Georgie, not just, you know, now if you notice, we're not keeping him up top as much. You know, he's up there some, but we're also moving him to the corners. We're putting him in different positions, so we've expanded kind of his role and his variety, so to speak, of where he's at on the court. So, but it makes tagging very hard in ball screens. It makes loading up a little more difficult, and then anytime you can make that shot, that's icing on the cake.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, guys.
Well, 10 seconds ago, tie game, Ohio State